Landing a job offer is a very exciting moment, a testament of your hard work, your skills, your education, and your experience. But in the middle of all of this excitement, it's very crucial to make a very well-informed decision of accepting the job, because accepting a wrong job can lead to a lot of stress, dissatisfaction, and also can lead to career setbacks. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Sonia, your host and companion on Thinking Out Loud Thursdays, and today we're going to be talking about the crucial moment of accepting the offer. And I'm going to share with you 8 tips that you can consider before saying a yes to any job offer that you have in hand. So let's dive in without any further ado. But before we start, please consider subscribing to my channel if you've still not done so, and turn on your notification bell, because every Thursday I bring new episodes for all of you, which is going to somewhere down the line help you in your career as you move forward. So let's start with a cup of coffee, as we always do. Now you have the job offer with you. You know which is the company that you're going to join, what is the role and responsibility, but we often miss out on those little things that we need to think before we say a yes to any offer that we have in hand. First, what you need to do is look at your job role and responsibilities in detail. Now, before you went for an interview, you must have got an idea of what the position is, what is the role, what is the responsibilities. And when you actually go for a face-to-face interview with the company, you come to know more about what is the role, what your responsibilities are, whom are you reporting to, and what is going to be your day-to-day task. So kindly evaluate in detail, do a bit of reflection on, are these the tasks that you're going to enjoy? Take a deeper look into your job role and responsibilities, because choosing a new job can be a life-changing decision. Take your time and think this through. Look at your day-to-day tasks. What are you going to be doing on day-to-day basis when you join the company? Whom are you reporting to? Are your tasks very repetitive, or they are very confusing, they are ambiguous? You don't know आपको क्या करना है. आपको हर सुबह जब आप ऑफिस, okay fine, I have this, I have to do this also, and suddenly you're taken by surprise. I've seen it, even I have faced this, that my job role says something else, and when I join the company, there are some additional lot of other tasks that are given to me, and somehow I feel that the role that I was hired for, it's not the role that I'm doing right now on my day-to-day basis. That's a situation I don't want all of you to actually face. So please look at what is it that you're going to be doing on day-to-day basis, and is that what is giving you a lot of clarity as to, yes, this is what you want to do, or there is still there are clouds all around and you're not sure exactly what is expected out of you. If the tasks are going to be very repetitive, or there's not going to be too much of clarity as to what is expected from you and what is exactly your role, then it leads to a lot of burnout and stress, and you feel demotivated. You don't get that job satisfaction at the end of the day when you go back home and you say that, okay, my day went by, but I don't think I did something that added to my knowledge or that added to my job satisfaction, that I was happy today being at work. If there are any targets involved in your role, look at what are the targets, and are they reasonable targets? What is the success metrics? What is the review system? Because at the end of the year, you will be actually either considered for a promotion or for a salary hike. So what is the review system within the company, basis which they're going to actually see whether throughout the year, whatever job that you did, was it in line with whatever the targets were set? So look at what are the review system. How are they going to be calculating you basis your performance? What is the reporting structure? Because many times I've also seen that, you join and you're reporting to 2 or 3 people. You might have been told during the interview that you'll be reporting to, say, a marketing manager, or you'll be reporting to your zonal head. But eventually when you join, you land up reporting to at least 2 or 3 people. You are answerable to more than one person. And that leads to a lot of confusion, stress within the company, within your relations that you have with your colleagues and your seniors. And also look at, if you don't meet your targets, what will happen? Please self-reflect on these points and weigh all the options in front of you. Now, once you've evaluated your job role and responsibilities, the next thing what you need to do is evaluate your personal priorities. For example, if you get the same job offer and the other person also gets the same job offer, now it's likely that maybe this job is more suited to the other person than you. Maybe because his personal priorities or her personal priorities are more aligned to the role than your personal priorities. Or maybe it's more suited to you than to the other person. It can be vice versa too. So please look at कि आपकी personal priority क्या है. Because you are in your own unique position and you know what will impact you if you take the job offer, and it may not be the same thing कि दूसरे के लिए भी वही same impact होगा. Your personal priorities directly impact whether you take that role or not. Whether you're single, whether you're married, you're staying with your parents, you have some additional family responsibilities on your head. So you need to look at what is your family needs, what is your personal need from the job in terms of financial, in terms of career growth, because taking up a job offer also impacts your financial needs. Are they offering any healthcare? If you feel that your priority is that you would like to join a company which offers you a good salary but also has some additional benefits like healthcare, your medical allowances, your travel allowances, they have some bonuses, incentives, or you preferring to join a company which has a hybrid work timing or flexible work timings, you are allowed to do work from home, or you would like to join a company which has 5 days a week working hours. So look at what are your personal priorities, what are you expecting from that job at a personal level, and then categorize each of these criteria that you have in your mind as most important and least important. So if you feel that healthcare, nahi bhi hoga to chalega, even if the company doesn't have healthcare policy for the employees, it's fine. I will still join because they have flexible working hours. Because for you, most important is flexible working hours rather than maybe the healthcare. For other people, it might be that I need to have a fixed salary given to me. I don't want to have any variable component because I don't know whether I'll get that or not. So for them, that becomes like a most important criteria. So look at your personal priorities, deep dive within, and be very clear what are you expecting when you are going in for that job offer, when you are going to say yes to that job offer. Once you're very clear with your personal priorities, you also need to research about the company. What is the company looking like? How much has the company grown over the years? What is the company work culture? So look at the company from a growth perspective, from reviews. What are the employees saying about the company when they leave the organization or they're still working? Look at reviews. There are a lot of platforms that you can see reviews of any company, what the employees are feeling about them. Look at how customers are responding to that brand or that organization. What is the company's reputation, the values, the work culture? And ask yourself, is this the kind of company that you want to join? Do they make you work overtime? Are there late working hours? If the employees are leaving the organization very quickly, like less than a year, you see people moving to another company, and employees are not like sticking on with that brand or that organization, then you need to look at a reason why the employees are leaving. Either you can go through some online platforms or you can reach out to such people in terms, you can find them on LinkedIn and you can speak to them as to why did they leave the organization? How is the work culture? Is the work environment very collaborative that, people love to work with each other, or there is a lot of office politics going on and, it's been very unfair. The senior leadership is being very unfair with the staff and, nobody listens to them. Will you be able to adapt in that work culture? See, how do you see yourself fitting in that organization basis all the research that you'll do about the company. And when you've done all of that, look at your work-life balance. Is the organization, after you join the organization, will you find time for your family, for your friends? Will you be able to follow your passions and hobbies? So look at your work-life balance also, because you join the organization, the company is great, maybe the work culture is also nice, but they do not like people taking a break, or they do not like people leaving office in the middle of your working hours. Even if you have some emergency, what are the number of days you have to work in a week? What are the number of hours you have to work in a day? Are there overtime? Do you often work overtime? And are they okay if you want to take a long leave or you want to go for a holiday? Or are there any very strict rules and regulations for that? Because I still remember a close friend of mine. She had a great high paying job. She was working in the IT sector, but she left the job purely because, it was too much, because she was working, and they were working from home, by the way, working with the comfort of home, but they had to be available 24/7. And this was getting to her because right from 6 o'clock when she's woken up, she used to be on her laptop until like midnight, 1 o'clock, they were all working. So that took a toll on her. And a lot of people are not okay with that. And many people in my known circle, they've left the job because, they are working overtime and they're not okay with the number of hours that they have to put every day in, day out, and they're not able to find time for their personal life. So please look at whether this job is going to offer you that work-life balance that you're looking for also in your life. So look at how far is your office from your residence. Is it very far? How many hours you need to be in the traffic to reach the workplace? So if your office is very close to your residence, then it's great, because you're not wasting a lot of time in the traffic, and you're not tired the moment you reach office, right? Because there are cases that people have left jobs because, they have to travel like 2 hours, 3 hours, they are in commute. So if your office is like within like 40, 45 minutes to an hour, it is still okay. That is manageable. But if you have to be like traveling on the road like 2 hours to go to office, and then 2.5 hours coming back, then almost like 5.5 hours you are spending in traffic, and that is exhausting. So are you ready to spend that much of time on commute? Or are you ready to, okay, fine, I leave this house, I'll take up a house on rent close to my office. When you do that, when you're wanting to take up a house on rent close to your office, that's going to increase your expenses as well. And are you okay with that? Is your salary going to take care of that, and you'll still be able to save some money for your future, and also take care of your whatever things that you want to achieve in your personal life, and whatever luxuries that you want in your life? Is that going to offer that as well? Look at where is your office located, how much time are you spending on commute, because that will affect your work life and your personal life. And once you've looked at that, look at whether the company is offering you some growth opportunities in the form of, are they offering some training programs, any workshops, any seminars? Are you getting the opportunity to upskill yourself? Will there be mentors who will be like ready to mentor you, guide you wherever you're going wrong, and help you correct yourself and be a better professional? Look at this role. If this role is a move forward, or is it like a move down? Sometimes your title may change and you're not okay, because sometimes in a company, vice president is very high position. But in other organizations, a general manager is like equivalent to a vice president of another company. So are you okay in taking a step down in terms of title? But you see that, yes, your package has increased. The nature of the company is pretty bigger. That was a smaller organization. This is a far bigger organization, and it's going to help you advance in your career. Then certainly it's a step up, right? So you only can evaluate whether taking this job offer is going to actually move your career forward, or are you compromising somewhere? And the seventh point is, look at your compensation. How much money are they offering? What is your package? And look at your package as a whole, and don't just look at what is going to be your monthly takeaway income. This is what your base salary is, and this is what your allowances are. So whatever is mentioned in your offer, look at what is beyond your salary that is mentioned. Are they offering you any equity, any stocks, any shares are they giving you? What are the incentives, like the yearly bonuses that they have? Any travel allowance? Are they giving you any healthcare benefits that they have? So look at your compensation as a whole, and not just as the salary that they are mentioning to you. Because if the job is good, the company is good, the role is good, but if they're not paying you what you're expecting, then you need to think about it. And lastly, after you've looked at everything, go with your gut feel. हमारे में वो एक intuition होता है कि हमें ये काम करना चाहिए या नहीं करना चाहिए. Sometimes our brain will say go ahead, but your heart and your intuition and your gut feel from inside will say no, don't proceed ahead on this. So ask yourself, what is your gut feeling saying? What is your heart telling you? Do you want to still move ahead? And if your gut feeling says move ahead with this, something feels off with this, but I still want to proceed with it, then please go ahead with it, because many times your gut feeling is in the right place and is guiding you in the right direction. That's what people say. Where logic ends is your intuition is going to guide you. After you logically thinking everything that you've said, okay, fine, this is right, this is wrong, this is a plus, this is a minus. And in the end, your gut feeling is telling you, even if there are many minuses in this, I still feel I need to say yes, because I feel that, it's going to be good for my career. So go ahead and say a yes. These were the 8 tips that I wanted to share with you. If you're saying yes, good. There's no problem. But if you decide that, you want to decline that offer and you don't know, how should I decline the offer, because there's a lot of time that you have invested and also the organization has invested in talking to you, doing multiple rounds of interviews, and then they've given you the offer letter. But somehow, your gut feeling is saying, no, I don't want to accept it. Maybe you have another offer in hand and you're considering to join that company. So you have to decline this particular offer. Now, how do you do that? You can simply say that after careful consideration, I've decided to accept another offer as it aligns more closely with my career goals. It was certainly a very difficult decision to make, and I really hope that our paths cross again. Thank you for your time and opportunity. It was a pleasure meeting you and others from the organization. Best regards, your name. In a very simple line, you are acknowledging that yes, they've invested time. You're thanking them for their time and effort and for the opportunity that they've given you. But somehow that opportunity is not aligning with your career goal, and hence you are declining. But if you really want me to do a separate session on how to decline job offers, I can do that as well. But I think declining a job offer, how you decline it also matters a lot, because you should not say, sir, I'm not ready to accept the job offer, but thank you for the opportunity. Bye. Give some more reasons to it, because see, how would you feel if you are not given the job offer after you've done 3 or 4 rounds of interviews, and then the company says, sorry, you were not fit for the organization and hence, we're not moving forward with you. You'll feel so irritated that, I've invested so much in the organization and they've not even told me that why they are not going ahead with me. It's the same thing with the organization as well. So both of you have invested a lot of time. You've walked a couple of weeks together, because it's not like all the round will happen in one day, right? You walked along a couple of weeks, maybe 1 month, 2 months together. So please thank them for their time. Appreciate the effort that they have taken, you have taken, but somehow the role responsibility or whatever is not aligning with what you have planned for your career. And that's okay. The other person will understand that. But please make sure that it's not like you accept the offer, you've got the offer letter and you are ignoring. We somehow feel very conscious that how do we say no to the company? They have given me the job offer. So it's not like you get a job offer, to aapko haan hi bolna hai. You can say no also. And the companies are okay with that. As long as you communicate, you are being very transparent and you are keeping that channel of communication open with them. Right? With that, we come to the end of our episode. I really hope that you liked the content of this video. And if you did, you know what to do. Like, comment, and share my video with your friends and colleagues. And of course, hit the subscribe button if you've still not subscribed to my channel. And turn on your notification bell, because every Thursday, I bring new episodes for all of you, which will help you as you move forward in your career. So have a great day, everyone. And I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye-bye.